in lieu of cross-country talk, I have now the women's cross-country team here with me, but just one person. She's moving on to nationals, and this is her first time ever on the show. So this is Julia Arruda. And Julia, just tell me a little bit about some background since this is your first time on the show. Where are you from, and what high school did you go to?
I'm from Trafalgar, Indiana, and I went to Greenwood High School. And
have you been doing cross-country since high school, or have you been doing it shorter or longer?
Since 8th grade.
And what brought you to IU East after running since 8th grade?
The coach just contacted me, and I just liked it here when I came to visit.
Since you're a freshman here at IU East, has it been an easy transition from high school to college?
Yeah, it was easier than I thought. I actually really like it.
And in both academics and cross-country, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, first of all, you made nationals, so that's a huge milestone to reach, but what did it take to get there? I know there were a couple other meets in the fall. Usually it's not split like that. Usually it's all in the fall and not like, finals in April. But what was that fall season like for you?
College training has definitely been a lot harder than high school, but I adapted pretty well. And it kind of stunk not having as many meets due to COVID and stuff, but...
Yeah, and there was one meet in particular that we wanted to talk about, the River States Conference meet, which is actually how, or at least part of the reason why you're actually going to nationals. What was that event like for you?
The course was rough. There was a big hill at the beginning, which was awful, but it was hot, and it was our first hot meet, but it was nice.
And are there really big changes when it comes to moving from high school to college, especially running meets like this, where it's possibly like a new terrain, a new type of place to run in? What have been some challenges that you've faced?
The courses are definitely different than high school. Like, that was probably the biggest hill I've ever ran on, but like in high school we had a lot of small rolling hills, so it was definitely a little different.
Yeah. And then of course, have you ever been to Iowa?
No.
So I'm assuming this nationals meet is going to be new in terms of that terrain as well. I talked with Chance Clipstein, and he was mentioning that he had never been there either, so he was really worried about the terrain. But I mean, how do you prepare going into a place that you've never run in before?
Yeah, you can't really prepare. You just go for it.
So literally nothing. You just
I just never think about it.
Well, I mean, speaking of thinking about things in terms of preparation, I mean, how do you mentally prepare yourself for this sort of big event?
I know. I just try not to think about it because I'll overthink it. So I just jump right in. I really set no goals.
Honestly, that's pretty fair. I mean, what's your PR right now? Are you pretty happy with that?
No, I want to get better time because like I was injured in the middle of the season, and then that kind of messed me up. So my goal is to beat my high school time, but it's gonna be hard.
And what is that time?
2010. It's been a while though, since sophomore year. So.
Well, yeah, time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Yeah.
So in terms of academics, I know you mentioned that since you're a freshman, you've been trying to take some different courses. What are you looking to do beyond college?
I want to be a nurse, or maybe even OB/GYN if I could get really good grades. Because I job shadowed a nurse that was a baby nurse, and I really liked it. So. And
was that part of the passion, or was there more to that passion, at least in terms of like wanting to go and do that?
Well, I've always wanted to go into the medical field, and then when I did my senior project, when I job shadowed the 2 nurses, like I really, really wanted to do it.
And at least in terms of this COVID year, it's a lot different. Yeah. I'm a sophomore. I actually got to have somewhat of the college experience before I came, but obviously you've been in a weird transition. What's your opinion been like of having online classes mixed with weird homework and weird Canvas class schedules?
Yeah. It kind of stinks being online because I feel like it's harder to contact your teacher and, do as well. You're pretty much teaching yourself, so I'm ready to be in person.
Well, you might be young as part of the team, but I'm sure you have a lot of wisdom to pass on. Do you have any advice for runners that may want to run in college, especially with that transfer in between high school and college?
Just stay focused and don't give up. There's going to be some challenges, but you'll get through it.
And finally, I know you mentioned you don't really have very many goals when you go into a new meet or a new tournament, especially like something like this. what's just one goal that you've been waiting to set going to nationals?
Like I said, I want to beat my time, but I'm all along for the experience. Like, I'm not putting as much pressure as I did on myself in high school because I know that it's not worth it. So, and I just like my friends and my teammates.
Well, thank you so much, Julia, for checking in, and good luck with that upcoming nationals meet all the way in April. Hopefully it's not as hilly as you might be used to. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.